A touching and powerful tribute to the resilience of single mothers who have faced the unimaginable challenge of raising their children in poverty alone and unassisted. Author Thato Oscar Mokhudu shines a light on the often invisible struggles of these remarkable women who, despite being abandoned by the fathers of their children, have found the courage and determination to create a better life for their families. So to tell us a little bit more about the offering, author Thato Oscar Mokhudu is going to be joining us here in studio. Thato, good morning. Thank you for joining us at this hour.
Thank you for inviting me, and good morning to the viewers.
Perhaps from the onset, wanting to tell the story, providing that lens as well, given the invisible struggles that you speak of. Talk to us about that journey for yourself.
Okay, you know, we are living in a society where about 90% of our young people grow up without fathers. In fact, we have got a lot of women who are single mothers, and we need to, by all means possible, engage in these topics, because this is a topic that is out there. It is a topic that we need to talk about, not only in terms of them being children who grew up without fathers, but mainly to change the society and the generation that we are currently at, so that we grow up knowing that it is not a good thing to raise a child without a father. As a father, it is critical and important to know that you need to step up, you need to be there, despite any challenges that you might be facing, irrespective of whether you are employed or not. Money does not buy love, but the fact that you are there for your child means a lot. And as a result, this is a challenge that we are facing, not only in South Africa for that matter, across the world. And as a result, I felt it was critical for me to write this book, mainly to address these challenges, because the topics that I choose are normally based on the societal challenges that we are facing and how we can actually address them. And to also add on that, you will know that we have got a number of stepfathers who are out there raising children who are not theirs, and it is critical that we appreciate them and we raise awareness and speak to those children that are being raised by stepfathers to say, look, despite any challenges that you are facing, this man is there for you. Respect them, love them, and accept that they are there as a father figure for you.
And including uncles, including,
yes,
you know, anyone that obviously steps in to play that fatherly role. In your own life, your own personal journey, is this something that you speak of with experience?
Yeah, definitely. I'm speaking of it as an experience, because I grew up without my biological father. I was raised by my stepfather myself. So as a result, I relate better to the book. So when I was writing the book, it was not just a matter of me going out to the society, but mainly because, remember, I myself was raised by a stepfather. My father was there, living his own life, but a man came through to me, raised me to be the man that I am today. And I'm saying to young people out there, it is possible. There's no need for you to be pointing fingers at another person and saying, I'm not going to be able to do it because my biological father is not there. You are able to do it, and you'll be able to do it. You can achieve a lot despite any other challenges that are there. An example is myself.
I wonder, I mean, your eyes sparkle when you speak of your stepfather. It's really beautiful to see. And if you're going to use this book as a conversation starter about the social ills that you speak of, you also mentioned, you know, how we can address it as well. Talk to us about what you unearthed or explore in the book in relation to that.
Okay, in the book, what I'm exploring there, I'll just give you a synopsis or
yeah, without spoiling too much.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in the book, we are talking about a young girl called Lufuno. This girl's mother, Thandi, was pregnant, and unfortunately the father left during pregnancy, because that's what happens in most of the times and cases. So Lufuno grew up, and remember, Thandi was living in poverty. She was unemployed, unable to provide for Lufuno. And as a result, she was forced to come up with ways to feed Lufuno. And as you go into the book, you read about this young girl growing up, going into high school, being bullied by others, being reminded constantly that, look, you don't have a father. You are being raised by a stepfather. And these are challenges that we find on a daily basis. These are challenges that we see on a daily basis. And additionally to that, you'll then read more about how she covered this and became a better person. She passed in school, excelled. Despite any other challenges, she was able to overcome challenges that we see, drug abuse, alcohol abuse. Because some people think that because of whatever challenges that we are facing, the solution is drug abuse or alcohol abuse. And that is not the solution. This young girl was able to go to school, pass, excel, go to university, and become a doctor. Also got married and had children of her own.
Because it's also about capacity building and healing and getting tools to better cope, you know, given the cards we've been dealt in life as well. I mean, and that's obviously also speaking from a privileged standpoint. I wonder if we look at your previous work, Life Full of Pain and Fear.
Yeah.
And then how You're Rejected by My Father builds up on that, or, you know, there's interrelated themes. How would you say that succession plan has happened for you in terms of the works?
You know, when I plan, I ensure that by all means possible, I link my topics because
Yes.
you'll go back to my first book, James. It was talking about teenagers and adolescent stage, what we face in high school as young people. And then we move to Life Full of Pain and Fear, which addresses challenges of children and women abuse. And you'll realize that majority of the women that are being abused are also part of those that are rejected by their fathers. And you'll know that the women with which grow up without their fathers end up going out to seek love out of men out there. As a result, I wanted to write this book to say, look, you can be abused by another man from the Life Full of Pain book. However, you can overcome that. Being rejected by a father doesn't mean that you must be abused, you must be tormented or treated otherwise. You must be able to live your life happily and understand that you can overcome any challenge that is there and become a better person out there.
We're obviously also advocating for equality between men and women at large. And the system, patriarchy itself, white supremacy, you know, these are institutionalized systems that affect the world over. How do you think those themes were also mitigated against in your work, just given the history of South Africa, how it was founded, the historical battles we've had to face leading up to this point? Not that it's an excuse, but perhaps how we use that as a lens to then build upon and heal.
Yeah, you know, the inequality that we see in South Africa, as you've mentioned, is a challenge as well. However, we need to rise as a society and work together. We need to unite and become one in addressing these challenges, because I can tell you now, despite any other fact, this is a challenge that is faced by every individual. Whether or not you are black, white, colored, it doesn't matter. This is a challenge that everyone faces. And also in terms of inequality, I want to mention that we need to also accept the fact that there are women out there who are refusing fathers to be part of the lives of their children. And we must address that as well. We must encourage women to say, look, whatever challenges that you had with your partner does not have to include the child. You need to become one of those individuals who say, I put my child first, so that the father is there to raise the child. Despite any other challenges that are there, we need to change whatever stigmas and whatever mentalities that we have as a society and unite as one to address these challenges.
And so if we're speaking about these gendered roles and responsibilities and accountability, perhaps also just growing up, getting the tools that you need to show up and be fully present, what does that look like? How is that then going to transform society at large, given what you've written about?
Okay, I think it would be best that a society accepts that we have got a challenge that is out there. And that challenge that we have, we need to face it one-on-one, directly, without even having fear. We need to robustly discuss these challenges. And we need to, by all means possible, ensure that we are there to address these challenges. Whether or not these challenges are being faced by whatever kind of an individual, we need to address them as a society and as one.
Have you noticed a change in terms of the strides that have been taken? You've got your GBVF strategy, your national strategic plans by the president, perhaps also being infiltrated top down. But what more needs to be done at this point, given the scourge? Yeah,
no, I have not noticed any change. I think there's more that needs to be done. More needs to be done to address these challenges that we are facing, because from what I'm seeing, we are talking about statistics on a daily basis. But what solutions are there to address these challenges? We need to come as one, like I've mentioned, and we must assist. You know, there's this mentality of saying government must step up alone, but government cannot step up if we as a society does not hold hands with government to address these challenges, because this is a societal issue. I'll give you an example. Abuse does not happen at the government offices. It happens at our hoods where we stay. And if we as neighborhoods and people from those neighborhoods step up and address these challenges, we will be able to assist government, because government can come up with whatever strategies, whatever budget, whatever amounts, but if we are not united as one, we are not going to be able to address these challenges. Like, for example, I'll tell you, we've got this mentality of saying it's a neighbor's issue, I cannot involve myself in that issue. That's not how we address these issues. We need to come up and become one. See how we can assist each other. If it means we go sit each other down and address these challenges, then so be it. Let us do that. Inclusive of these fathers that are rejecting their children. There's nothing wrong with saying, look, you have rejected your child. Go back. Look, self-introspect. Look at what you have done. Think about it and ask yourself if you would like that to happen to you. If you won't like that to happen to you, then go back, take care of your child, whether it's financially, emotionally, whatsoever. Be there for your child. It does not have to be about money, but it's about love and you being there. That's all.
How else can we better support single moms at this point, or single parents? I'm asking this because the nature of the family structure used to be the nuclear family. Mom, dad, and children. And obviously that's shifting given the ways of change in society at large and just the way people also identify. Those are obviously shifting dynamics, and it's shifting that base, that foundation. And so if we're going to reimagine what this unit is now going to look like, what does it need to be reimagined as? How do we better support single parent households as well?
Number one, we need to understand one thing. No one chooses to become a single parent. That's one thing we need to understand. And to support them, we cannot as a society judge them and say, look, you are raising a child alone, the father left and things like that. We as a society need to be there for them. Whatever advices that we can provide, we provide them. Whatever support, whether emotional, financial, whatever kind of support that we can be able to provide, we provide it to these single mothers, or particularly single parents, because remember, it's not only mothers that raise children alone.
Absolutely.
Even fathers do raise children as single fathers. So we need to be there to assist them, because there are certain things that need you as a single parent to address. Like, for example, if you are raising a boy child and then you are a woman, there are certain things that need a man to be there to assist you with. And if there's no men in that particular household, there are men across the street. Why can't we assist that woman to fix that issue?
I know that this is not the last time we're going to see you, because you obviously are an avid writer. So I'm excited to see what comes next from here on too, but we're going to leave the conversation there for now. Thank you for joining us at this hour. Author of the book Rejected by My Father, Thato, re-emphasizing the importance of responsible fatherhood and the impact of absent fathers on families and society at large. Again, thank you to him for joining us at this hour.